Yesterday, all my sorrows looked far away. Now I guess they're here to stay, 'cause I kinda believe in yesterday. I'm not half the man I used to be. Some kind of shadow looking over me. Anyways, for all of you that are going to have a beautiful, gorgeous day, I have a little furniture out here. Oh, it's nice. I wonder how long it'll be out here for. Some chairs, little flowers. Oh, chairs here too. The USA. The good old boys. Just the good old boys. What movie was that? Was that the Blues Brothers? And yes, we don't care if we're getting scratches here. We're taking a chance on the first video. We're gonna try to squeeze in two. I think we can do it. We're gonna be a little late, but thank God there was some newspapers there. Enough. We're good. I could get more, but you gotta do things in moderation. You gotta prioritize. You gotta what you can get in, and plus you got other things to do. I have things to do later on, and after the show, you take a little break, look at the animals a little bit, calm you down with peace, harmony, love, spiritual. Yes, this should be. Oh, we have some good thoughts here. We're pulling in here. Okay. Air traffic control coming in. We're at the Full Throttle Saloon here. We have Kiss. Just kidding. I wish I had my coffee. We don't have the coffee. Yesterday. So anyways, what you want from your fellow man or your brother or sister, I mean, this is true. I don't care how many times you come up with, all these people on here trying to, excuse me, I did it for a while here. I tried to be helpful, assertive, tried to be consoling, tried to be understanding. It is hard. It all comes down to the heart, really. Your heart really has to be in it. I mean, as I said yesterday, the truth has a certain ring to it. Another person listening to it can hear it. They can understand it. We're like, well, despite, you might be rambling on, going, trying to be funny, all that kind of stuff. Of course, you want to have that, that little bit of, uniqueness, funniness about your quirkiness, something, that people can relate to a little bit. You just don't want it to be, of course, because, the day and age we're in. If this was like the 50s or even the 30s or something like that, and, that was a time, just think, like in the 60s, the 70s and stuff like that. All right, yes, sorry, I moved too quickly there. I moved too quickly, but I do have a point. I have a point. I know when I was a little child, little kid, little kids, man, kids. Occasionally, your mom. My mom took me out a lot, or if your dad, they'd take you out to say McDonald's or something like that, and you have it for the first time or something like that. And by the way, things were just so much different, cleaner, it was cleanliness. Even up here, the city in which I grew up in, it was just, it had that. With the chairs there, I seen the chairs. I was talking to my aunt, last night, and she's like, they have this new thing. I don't know how true it is. It possibly could be true. But for people who leave, stuff out, like maybe furniture or, tables, stuff like that, they pick it up, but they bill you like $1,500. That's a step in the right direction. Like, whoa! Like, all of a sudden, I don't know if it's true or not. And she also said something about Social Security or changing the numbers, your numbers. I don't know if that's true or not. She's saying there's like letters in them now. I don't know if it's because she's at a certain age or something like that, but anyways, it was like a lot of people came here. Right? Make no ands, if, buts, or maybes about that. I know I got myself into this, the immigration thing, and a little bit what Lemon was talking about this morning. I guess I have no choice. I guess it's like spot on my mind here, and we were hustling and trying to coordinate things here right. And I know I shouldn't, but like I said, it's going to be a busy morning for me this morning. I have some things I have to do, but I mean, it's different where if I know like I have free time on my hands, stuff like that. If I know I don't have something to do, but you do it. I mean, that's the thing. Management. Managing your time and liking what you do. Isn't it ironic? I mean, when we were doing videos, I think, I don't know, some months ago, and it all started with our neighbor. It was the beginning of the spring, and he was doing his yard and everything like that. He started asking me about the show. He's still doing the show. He's still doing videos and all that. And I mean, it's amazing, like what you come to learn, like your growth and all that kind of stuff. And there's no do or don't try. And you tried, and we were assertive, and we seen people here, and we thought like, hey, they're people. I mean, what you need is people. And you need to be, substance. You gotta have some kind of substance. You gotta be helpful. I mean, you can get ahead a lot quicker if you're making people feel at ease, or you're helping them. They could be like loaded. They could be rich people, like even have like huge. I hope I can say the name right. Asphalt. I mean, he was telling me, he's like, why don't? No, he didn't say that. That would be a lie. I do not lie. No more lying. But I did say something. I said, like, if I had, like, I mean, I know, like, back then, I know it was bizarre. I mean, let's just say the young kid, of the dad, was like listening. He was probably like, wow, it's that embarrassing kind of moment. Probably embarrassed for me. Like, why would he even suggest something like that? Like, it's asinine. He's not really, like, in reality and stuff like that. Yes. But, it was that dreamness kind of thing that we're all, like, instilled with. Like, we can do it. And, the thing with, the 8 years here, and, like, the possibilities, and, like, people are giving, and, and love and everything. But that's not what I was saying, like, doing this show. Remember what I was saying about, like, all the people that give, all this kind of stuff? I did not see it. Alright, I need my water. I did not see it. I did. I'm not saying it does not exist. I'm just saying I didn't see the needle being moved at all in any of these kind of areas. And we're like listening to the interview there with Don and Spike. And he has a movie out, and he had the hat on there. Had some kind of message on the hat, message on the shirt, something about with Bob Miller. God look over Bob Mueller. God look over Bob Mueller, and got the movie there. And they're just, what I thought to myself, I mean, you want to hit one out of the ballpark? I mean, I do have ideas. I was also watching a flashback from David Letterman. Because, I watch, like, the late night stuff, same thing, Steve Colbert comes out, does this thing, he was pretending he was, like, in space or something, some kind of space rockets on there, making fun of all that, like, making fun of it, putting it down. But to get back to Lemon and Spike, I say, oh, yes, you better go back over to Letterman. Letterman, he was, because you want to, like, compare. See, this is great. I have a co-host with me now. I needed you. I was just going on about. I know. What you have to do. This is great too. I love it, man. So Letterman. I mean, like Colbert and Jimmy. I mean, even Jimmy. Jimmy does the Leno thing. Like, well, no, it ain't the Leno thing. It's like the Letterman. He does things like with the science and all that kind of stuff. I mean, first, he comes out with the jokes and everything. Always the Republicans. Any kind of Republican. But now I kind of lost my thought. I'm going to hand it back over to you, okay? Yes. I know. We're missing something here. God, I hope we wake up. Thanks for getting us the newspapers there and giving us this opportunity to talk with the people here, the people, whoever is listening in. But I thought to myself, I will get back to all that other stuff. I thought to myself, saying, imagine if Candace Owens was on there. I mean, if you really want to like do something, instead of having everything arranged. I mean, because you can tell every time you watch these these programs, you can tell they run it they want it they want the answers to be a certain way. And, because you just don't get, what we call, like with humans, like when you meet people, when you're on a party, you're at a club or whatever, or you're at the office, or wherever you are, talking to people, you don't have, a filter or anything like that. Well, in most cases you don't. But, you're able to get realness. People talk, they tell you, exactly what is going on. And I think that's what they should have. I think they shouldn't be scared of, losing any kind of credibility, because they're actually losing more by the way they're doing it. Because, people are starting to say to themselves, really, I'm sitting here every night, why don't you just, be fair about it? Listen, bring somebody else in. It almost seems like everyone you're bringing in has that they serve somebody. You all remember that song by Bob Dylan, like something about serve, sooner or later you're going to have to serve somebody. But Letterman was kind of like the breakthrough there. He's like, oh, tonight we're going to do something different. Around the corner, I just met some guy from Hello Deli. And we're going to go out. I'm going to have a walkie-talkie on me or something. He's going to have a headset on. I was going to go in. He's in there at McDonald's. And he's like, give me a quarter pounder, give me a pounder, give me a 5 pounder, give me this, give me 20 of this. Did you have a bit? It's like, it was funny. It was a funny kind of thing. And, the show, it wasn't really all about the president. And it could have been, in the 90s and stuff like that. Bill Clinton was president. Didn't see everyone hounding him all around him. And, of course, we always heard about collusion. Oh, not just Russians. Oh, countries, everything. People inside. And people in everything. And that's what's just so bizarre about it. People are understanding that. People, if you ask, most people, that understand this system and everything, the political system and everything, they're like, man, it's the same thing with sex thing, with the thing with sex scandals. It's like, they all do it, or whatever else, with insider. I'm surprised they don't just stay on the Collins thing. And by the way, the Collins guy, to me, and I hardly ever make a judgment, a quick judgment or anything. I don't do that at all. And I'm not in this case, but I'm just saying it does look awfully like suspicious. Like he, I mean, it's like all there. It's like I don't even think they have to do anything. I think they knew all along. I mean, the way he did it. I mean, it's just like out in the open. Just whatever he was doing there with Australia. I don't know if it was pharmaceuticals or maybe like cosmetics. I don't know. They said something. They mentioned a Mary Kay. I don't know. That sounds like makeup. To break up. That's all. First you love me, then you hate me. That's all we do.